Good morning and welcome back. Happy weekend time to you. This is South Florida Sunday. My name is Bill Adams. Once again, and thank you for doing that, have found South Florida's Interview Information Program and a great event to talk about this morning. You may not know that this will be its fourth annual, but it's coming up. The 2013 Florida Brain Cancer 5K, like I said, in its fourth year. It brings together the community with a huge, huge goal. I mean, I'm talking about friends, families, business is key in this, as well as the medical community. The whole idea is to work and to have fun at the same time to raise money to help cutting-edge research to find a cure for this devastating disease. And to help me talk about that is Deana Martin. She's the event director. And Ann Gannon, Palm Beach County tax collector. Both ladies in to talk about the event, which is right around the corner. A little time to prepare and put a team together, but not too much time. Don't wait on this whole thing. It's Sunday, April 7th at John Prince Park. With that said, ladies, thank you for being here. It's great to meet you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Well, and I want to thank you every single year for my birthday cards you send me. It usually involves me sending you tax money, but that's okay. At least we stay in contact that way.
At least I didn't come asking for a check today.
That's right. That's right. Oh, the jokes you must be sick of, right?
Oh, I could tell you some stories you wouldn't believe.
I'm sure, but you do a great job, not only in that capacity, but this as well. Like I said, a lot of people probably aren't aware that this is its fourth year, but, you know, Deana, this has been going on with a lot of success every single year. That's why you keep on raising your goals every single year. You have a lofty goal for this year, but I know we can reach it.
Yeah, we do. We're aiming for $175,000.
Yep.
That's the low end for me. I'd rather hit $200,000. I like to aim big, so the more we can raise, the better. It really helps Accelerate Brain Cancer Cure, who's the host of the event. We can really fund some great research projects to finally find a cure for brain cancer.
Now, what is the word? Now, I realize neither of you are doctors, but just the overall sense and the word and the good news for research. There's a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot to be proud of. To know that the money that you've raised already with this event is going to some amazing things. What are you hearing?
Well, thanks to Accelerate Brain Cancer Cure and other organizations, there's finally some good money going towards research for brain cancer.
Exactly.
It's a cancer that hasn't had enough attention, and so with events like this, we can really raise a lot of money and get more and more money towards the research that we need.
Absolutely.
So.
And do you have how did you get involved originally with this walk-run? Because both people are covered here. You can walk or run it no matter what you want to do. The name of the game is just get out there.
Well, the name of the game is to get out there and support those people who currently have some form of brain cancer, which may or may not be in remission, but there are many people who have died from brain cancer. Unfortunately, it's the last frontier in cancer research, and because so many of those people have died, it's been a very difficult message to get out. But I got involved when my husband died in 2004.
Right.
He got a brain tumor in August. I think it was August 27th, and he was actually dead by November the 10th. So it's a kind of cancer that moves very fast, and it's not like other cancers in terms of it taking over your brain, and you really lose your ability to function, to think, to function, your motor skills.
Yep.
To sit and watch someone that you care about, it's really devastating. And so this was a way to do something good that came out of something awful.
No doubt about it. That's why it's an heroic effort. I'm just so sorry to hear about your story. I can relate to it in one sense, in that my dad had lung cancer that eventually had spread to his brain. And you're right, you hear about those stories all the time of how quickly once it reaches the brain, or if it's diagnosed in the brain, how quickly things deteriorate from there, and it can be over before you know it. That's why, among other reasons, why it's so devastating. And what you just said right there, Ann, was interesting. I think you're right. This is the last frontier as far as cancer research is concerned, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And, the physicians and the researchers I've talked to really believe that eventually they'll develop a class of drugs that will treat it as a chronic illness. Because of the way brain cancer operates.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, the reason why we're talking about it is to, obviously, beyond the obvious, to raise money for cutting-edge research to wipe out this devastating disease. We're going to have fun this day, too. Any event that you're talking about in our community, the great ones all have fun. And I know that you have in the past, because You've raised so much money so far, Deana, but I know you're going to kick that up a notch. It's best way to describe this is it's a family event, isn't it?
It's definitely a family event. We have a lot of families come out. They bring their kids. There's a kids' fun run. It's a fun little 50-yard dash, and they all get a medal, so they get to feel like they ran.
Right.
We also have a lot of kid runners who run the entire 5K.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, they have a lot of fun with it. There's a whole family fun zone where there'll be a rock wall and moon bounces and lots of fun activities for kids. So.
First time I'd ever seen kids run a 5K, passing me doing a 5K. First of all, it was depressing, and then I thought about it for 10 seconds, and I said, well, that's kind of awesome, actually.
Yeah, it's great for fitness. I mean, running is a really good way to stay in shape, so if the family can come out and do it, then we say the more the merrier.
Oh, no doubt about it. Now, this is important, too, and this has become a big deal with any event. A lot of organizations, a lot of groups do a 5K. It's not that easy to find ones that are timed. Yeah, that's a big draw. I'm glad you have that.
Yeah, it's a certified course, so serious runners are welcome. We would love to have you. Come on out. If you want to run and be chip timed, it's only $30.
Yeah.
So and definitely register early. Register before March 30th, and you can go to our website, which is www.fbc5k.org to register.
Yep.
And also, if you want to form a team, it is a team fundraising event, so you can get some friends and family together, create a team, start fundraising, and there's competitions. You'll win prizes for being the top fundraiser.
Absolutely.
So come on out.
And what have we all learned over the years? Best way to put teams together and to raise the most amount of money is to challenge them, right? Challenge their ego.
Right. Yep.
Business against business, law firm against law firm, whoever it is, whatever, neighbor against neighbor, whatever you want to do. It's a great, fun way to kind of kick it up a notch. I love seeing that.
Yeah, we have to say that really well, our presenting sponsor is the Rendina Family Foundation, which is the Rendina companies. They split their team in half and make a red team and a blue team.
Cool.
And they compete with each other to raise more money.
Right.
And it's a great competition, and it works really well for them.
Because that's a big part of what we're talking about here too, Ann, isn't it? We're looking for sponsors. This is the time in the game. I know the event is Sunday, April 7th at John Prince Park, but still time for you to jump in as just a sponsor. You can do it now.
It is, and I would hope that more people would jump in and be a sponsor. Brain cancer strikes everyone, and you don't know what actually. And I hate to say it this way, what you've actually done to incur the wrath of brain cancer, but it strikes families throughout Florida and in America, and there is no way to actually tell who it strikes next. So getting involved in this critical research and assisting the families throughout the state of Florida is really important. So anybody who wants to get involved, create your team. We'll take any and all kinds of money that will assist the families in research for brain cancer. You know,
and that's interesting. If you want to look at it that way, more of like from a selfish angle, you can look at it as an investment in your own health, your own family's health down the road. Because this research that could be raised at this event for the walk run could help you. God knows how much time. Who knows? That really could happen.
Yeah, definitely.
It can. And what's interesting about the statistics for brain cancer is that when I looked at them, and I haven't looked at them for a couple years, the percentage of people who actually get brain cancer, it really is segregated in a small class of people, which at that time was white males over the age of 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so whatever that causes it, whether it's stress in your life or the behaviors that you exhibit that are unhealthy, it could you could end up with brain cancer.
You just never know, and that's why we're doing this. It's just a hideous, devastating disease. Talking about brain cancer, that's why the 2013 Florida Brain Cancer 5K is here, Sunday, April 7th at John Prince Park. Great location, by the way. It's great, right around the lake there. It's going to be beautiful. We talked about this being a family event, but it's more than that too, because, and I know this kind of speaks to your experience too, Ann. There's a survivor's tribute there, which is pretty big, and I would just imagine if you had recently gone through something like this and you show up at the event and you see a survivor's tribute, other families, individuals who have gone through this kind of thing, that may be the first time you ever in this experience say, I'm not alone.
I think so. It's not like brain or breast cancer where there's many of my friends who have experienced breast cancer.
Very true.
But when you talk about brain cancer, you really have to reach out in the community and find those people because you really don't know it. There's not much of a support organization. and it's been difficult, but this is a great opportunity for people in Palm Beach County and South Florida to actually come participate and know that you're helping either a family member or a friend or someone that you don't know.
And there's not only the Survivors Tribute, I also saw in some of the notes I had taken on it, too, that there's a Wall of Hope display that's there, too. Because that's what it's about, Deana. I mean, it's not just about raising the research. You've got to get the information out there, too, and reach out to everybody that there's hope here. The research that's being funded by events just like this, it really is translating into some great stuff.
Yeah, the Wall of Hope is really great for our participants to have something visual that they can put up to either in memory of a loved one or celebrating the current fight for someone that is suffering from brain cancer right now, who may be at the event or may not be at the event. So with the Wall of Hope and with the Survivors Tribute, our survivors all wear yellow shirts so they can be seen.
Cool.
And as Ann said, it is a great way for people in the community who think that they're alone and they don't know anybody that has brain cancer. They can come together and really get to know each other, and it has formed a community over the last couple of years. People will stay in touch, and they have someone they can talk to that can understand what they're going through.
There's something about this group therapy that happens at events like this where it's focused on a particular kind of disease, like you said, Ann, where you may be the only person you've ever heard of that suffered through this with a loved one. It's just... That's the incidence rate. It just happens that way. It was something about that group catharsis that sometimes happened. It's a beautiful thing, and it's great to hear, Deana, that they will stay in touch with each other as their own support group beyond the event. It's great to hear.
But it's also a competitive race, and we would encourage those people to get their competitive juices flowing. And
Absolutely.
Come out and support us, and let's see if we can get a 12-year-old that wins the 5K.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he runs faster than all of us older people.
I'll just say it's a lower center of gravity. They have an easy advantage, right?
That's right.
No, but it's true. Okay, well, it's a good time then, Deana Martin, the event director. I'll go to you on this thing about the nuts and bolts and details of it. Let's say someone's listening right now who either wants to be a sponsor, put a team together, or could you just show up day of event to take place? What's the best way to reach out, get more information right now?
The best place to find the information is on our website, which is www.fbc5k.org. That's fbc5k.org. On there, you can register for the race. You can create a team. There's information on sponsorship. Pretty much everything that you will ever need is on there. You can also email us if you ever need anything, and it's florida5k@abc2.org. And we'll be glad to answer your questions, talk to you about sponsorship, help you set up a company team or a family team. All the information's on there, all the pricing and everything.
And again, to go back to this, because I think it's great. I love that it's almost like, you never really make a budget, but this is one you really can, because you said conservatively what you're trying to raise is $175,000 for research. Yeah. You did $100,000 last year. Two things. First of all, it's a big jump, which is great. And the second thing is, I think with the support you've gotten in the community so far, I totally think that's attainable. I think it's great.
I think it is. I'm not somebody who's okay with failure.
Right.
So we need you to come out, create teams, get competitive, aim higher than you think you can. It's really easy to raise money when all you have to do is ask.
So. Absolutely. I love it. I mean, it's great support in the community. It's a lot of fun, family fun. But you've gotten already, and Deana, support from the business community for this whole thing, because I think they can relate to it. They can reach out to it. Just in the off season in putting this together, has the business support grown already for the event?
Yes, it has grown. And we've gotten a lot more of my employees involved in this year, which, we have a whole focus on health in our organization. So we've gotten a lot of employees, and I know that you can speak to all of the larger business community that's gotten involved in this, which is why they set the goal at $175,000 this year.
Absolutely. I mean, the support's there, and I can imagine the medical community, too, just sees an event like this where it's so well run, huge percentage of the money raised goes directly towards research. They really appreciate that, too. If I'm a researcher fighting brain cancer, I look at this event, first of all, I'd be there. And the second thing is, I appreciate everything you do.
Exactly. We've been in talks with a lot of the local hospitals.
I'm sure.
Here. They're passing the information out to their patients because they think they'd be interested in creating some teams. We have some other potential sponsors we're hoping that are going to come on board that are in the medical community as well. It's
a great opportunity. And again, the focus, even though it's a very, very serious challenge, a big fight, and a hideous disease we're fighting here, it's fun. It's a fun family event, and it all happens Sunday, April 7th at John Prince Park, right in Lake Worth, right off Congress. You can't miss it. Beautiful location. It's the 4th annual already Florida Brain Cancer 5K, and there's still a chance for you to jump in on this day of, but we'd like you to become a sponsor, quite frankly. It's FBC5K.org. Did I get that, Deana?
You got it.
She was going to hit me right in the neck if I got that wrong, I'm telling you. Deana Martin's the event director, and Ann Gannon, not only Palm Beach County tax collector, but the honorary event chair as well. You do a great job with this whole thing. And Ann, it's nice to see you without me having to give you a check.
I could
it's
ask
nice.
for one.
Does that give me any bonus credit? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
But it's a great event. We want to see everybody out there, and I think you're going to do great things towards fighting this terrible disease. Thank you for all you do and telling me about it. We'll see you out there.
Great, and thanks to Palm Beach Broadcasting for sponsoring us. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
More than welcome. And give me an update after the event, too. We'll talk about it and set up for next year. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you, and thanks for listening.
Yep.
South Florida Sunday continues.